when we have situations in our lives that evoke those very strong emotions, and those emotions are very different than good, we feel like we need to release those emotions. We need to take this, what happened, off our chest in order to become calm. Well, that is the worst thing we could ever do. I am going to explain to you why. If you've been watching my videos, then you know by now that feelings create everything in our lives. So in order to create what we want in our lives, we have to feel good. So when we have those feelings that they are very opposite to what is good, and we start talking about them, what happens? Something fascinating happens. As we talk about what happened, those emotions get stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's going from here, now they go there. And the stronger the emotions are, we're talking about the bad emotions, they create worse, more bad things in our lives. So the stronger they are, the worse things we create. So instead of releasing those emotions, okay, and instead of talking about them, taking it off our chest, there is something extremely powerful and extremely brilliant that we can do. You see, when we release those emotions, like we say, take it off our chest, we might feel good, right? For maybe 20 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe two, but then something amazing happens. Everything falls on us, and if we were depressed before, we will be depressed again because all the bad things just happens in our life. And we say, what is going on? Because we are feeling something then good. So what do we do instead? Instead of, taking it off our chest, this is what we do. We feel lots of love for ourselves. So like I would say, I love you, Amanda. I love you, Amanda. You put your first name, okay? I love you, Amanda. And then you feel love for the person or the situation that evokes those other emotions. And then you put a picture in your mind. What would you like instead? Because of you doing this, when you feel in love, you create what you want. So instead of the other direction we just talk about, which create the things you don't want in your life, you're starting to create things that you do. And you become calm when you feel love. And then when you have the picture of what is that you want, you know what happens? When you become calm and you feel lots of love, you create what you want instead. Think about it. Not only that you didn't create things you don't want, but you created that situation, that person in a different way. Let me give you an example how this works. So one of my clients, she came to me because she had a really bad depression. And she was on anxiety pills, and she told me that she was going to psychiatrist most of her life, and she was like early 50s. What happened was, we are going through the program, okay, and we're still relatively at the beginning, okay, we're going through the program. She became so happy. She became confident. Her business went like this. Everything in her life is going amazing. She's changing. As we're going, she becomes different person, extremely, extremely happy. Amazing things are happening in her life. Well, One session she comes in, she walks through the door, she sits on the chair and she bursts out crying. And I'm like, what happened? So she tells me this, Amanda, my life is falling apart. And I go like, what happened? She said, I don't know. You see, I put this formula together, how to access our mind 100%. I learned how to apply it in practice. I healed my own incurable disease. I built a huge business. I have, I've been teaching this to clients all over the world, right? For 16.5 years now. So I know how this works. So I'm asking her, you doing everything what I'm asking you to do? Yes, I am. Are you doing this? Yes, I am. So if you are doing this, you're really doing this, the things are going on the up. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that everything is going up and then it crashes. No, there's something happened there to cause that. So I'm talking with her and suddenly she tells me, I went to see my psychiatrist. And I went like, okay, we have the answer now. Because I know what happens in, most of the time is psychiatrists. I have a master's degree in psychology. So I asked her, have your psychiatrist ask you how was your childhood? Yep. Okay. Did she ask you what your father did to you? Yes. What your mother did to you? Yes. And what other people did to you? Yes. Well, there you go. What we're doing, we're digging in the past and all the emotions that they are bad emotions, but not only that they are in the place that they are bad, but the point is they are very, very strong negative emotions, because you know what happens? When you start talking about your childhood, you always pick up the worst parts of it, okay, if we're talking what happened, and they are the strongest emotions that attach to it. And then what happened is I said, so you felt better after you talked? Yes. She says yes. But then, you were better for how long? She said maybe 2 hours. You felt better. And then I said, what happened? She said, I was thinking about it. You were chewing on it because you just got there, digged out the strong emotions, right? Okay. And now you're chewing on it for a week. She said, Now you know why your life is falling apart. Because you are feeling a different emotion than good. That's why your life is reflecting that. That's why your life is falling apart. But I said, the good news is we can patch it up, pick it up, move it in the right direction. How? By changing how you feel. So we did that. Do you know it took her 3 weeks, 1 hour of talking about negative emotion, strong negative emotion. It took her 3 weeks to get back on the track. 3 weeks. And then what happened was she's doing incredibly well. The business is doing great. Everything is perfect. She's telling Amanda, I'm living amazing life. She comes in again and she sits on my chair and she burst out crying. And I said to her, did you see your psychiatrist again? She said, yep. She said, Amanda, I still feel like I'm almost ready, but I still feel like I need to take my anxiety pills. I never tell people, take medication, don't take medication, or I never tell people, go to psychiatrist, don't go to psychiatrist. I never tell people what to do. People decide it themselves, okay? So I said to her, you know what? If you need to take your anxiety pills, then do it. But I said to her, you know what? We need to do something about that. Your visits to psychiatrists. And believe me, they're amazing psychiatrists, they're psychologists, okay? So I said to her this. when you go to psychiatrist, this is what you need to do, okay? When the psychiatrist will say to you, so what happened in your past, what happened in your childhood, you will say, that's in the past. My life is amazing right now. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening. When your psychiatrist will say to you, what your father did to you, you will say, that's in the past. My life is so incredible now. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And whatever your psychiatrist would ask you, you say, that's in the past. Okay? My life is so incredible. So she said, okay, Amanda, when I go next time, I do it. So some time passes. She comes back in. She's going through the sessions. Everything's going great in her life. She walks through the door on one session with a huge smile on her face. And she sat in the chair, and I said to her, so tell me, what's happening? What is this smile about? She said, Amanda, I went to psychiatrist and I did exactly what you told me to do. Anytime she said, what was this? What was in your childhood? That's in the past. She said, told her, my life is amazing. This happening, this happening, this happening. And every time she asked me that, I did what you told me to do. She stopped, she says, the psychiatrist, around 10 minutes. She looked at me, she said, what happened to you? She said, I've never seen you so happy. What are you doing? So she said, I made the best investment in my life ever. And the psychiatrist said, what's that? She said, I invested in this lady who teaches how to access our mind 100%. And this is what's happening. I've never been so happy. My business is growing. I have great relationship. My life is truly magical. So, she says to me, my client, do you know what the psychiatrist did for the 50 remaining minutes of that appointment? She was asking me, what are you doing? What you are doing? She said, you know what I did? I gave her your card. Do you see what I mean? Anytime you have a situation that evokes bad emotions, don't ever take it off your chest. Don't talk to others about it. Instead, feel love for yourself. Lots of love. Feel love for the person or the situation that caused those emotions. And put in your mind a picture what you want to have instead. And why are you doing that? You create this the way you want this situation, the person you want the way you want, the person, you create anyway the way you want. But why are you doing that? You keep creating in your life what it is that you want. So, if you want to learn more how to have fun, easy, peaceful life, subscribe to my channel so you can learn more. And I will see you next Saturday with my new video. And in the meantime, have fun watching this video and this video, and have absolutely magical day.